Just when you thought everything was going smoothly at Bradford City and we'd finally got over the injury crisis, the worst possible news has today been confirmed by the football club, as it is officially announced that Andy Cook will miss the remainder of this season and potentially into next season as well, after suffering a cruciate ligament injury in our clash against Barrow on New Year's Day. He's going to require surgery, which he'll undergo later this month, but this is absolutely devastating news for Bradford City. Just less than a week ago now, Bradford City's number 9 was substituted inside the first 10 minutes on our New Year's Day clash away at Barrow, which ended up finishing in a 2-2 draw. And after that, there was so many rumours and speculation of a few of these insider accounts basically saying his season is over, and it has today at 3 PM officially been confirmed when Bradford City tweeted saying Andy Cook will miss the remainder of the season after sustaining a cruciate ligament injury and will undergo surgery later this month. Everyone at the club wishes Andy a speedy recovery, and we look forward to welcoming him back to the action as soon as possible. The article does then read, Cook set for spell on the sidelines. Andy Cook will undergo surgery later this month after scans confirmed the City striker sustained a cruciate ligament injury during the Bantams' New Year's Day game against Barrow. Cook was forced off from the field during the opening stages of our 2-2 draw and met with specialists earlier this week. The forward, who has scored 85 goals in Claret and Amber, will miss the remainder of this season. Everyone at Bradford City wishes Andy a speedy recovery, and we look forward to welcoming him back to the action as soon as possible. Obviously, not just devastating news for the Bradford City fans. I'm sure Graham Alexander's gutted. Andy Cook himself, that's the most important thing. Not only is he now not going to be able to contribute to our potential promotion run-in towards the back end of this campaign or our promotion push, but I'm sure mentally that's going to be a massive, significant setback for him. And at 34, 35 years of age, how many players really come back from an ACL at that type of age and are anywhere near the same player? Now, we all know how important Andy Cook has been since he signed for us in the January of that COVID season, scored goals under so many different managers. He's proven it in different types of systems, styles of play. He's just a League 2 goal scorer, and while he's had the odd injury here and there, he's never really been out for a real significant amount of time. But to miss him for the entirety of the back end of the 2024-25 campaign and potentially into next season as well, your best possible scenario really for an ACL is 6 months, but that's really unlikely. Average time is around 9 months, but it could even be 12 months. We could be looking at 2026 before we see Andy Cook play again for Bradford City. Obviously, that's the worst possible case, and I do wish Andy the quickest of recoveries, because we all know how important he has been for us. He's got double figures, and I think every spell that he's been with Bradford City throughout every season, and it's just a massive shame that once again he was on track to maybe hit 30 goals this campaign, and unfortunately injury will prevent that for him this season. Even this season alone for Andy Cook, he has played and started in 22 league matches so far this campaign, played well over 1,850 minutes as well, scored 12 goals and averaged a goal every 154 minutes. That'll put him right up there with the best in the division with a 19% goal conversion rate, and that's obviously not including penalties as well. Somehow he's yet to register an assist this season. We know over previous years gone by he's been very good at not only scoring goals but providing assists as well. Defensively, from set plays, this is one of my biggest concerns. He was so important for us. I don't think we've conceded many goals from the first phase of a set play so far this season, but losing Andy Cook, we saw in the first full game without him, we'd already conceded a goal from a set piece, a near post flick on, and it looped over Sam Walker. I do think that was poor goalkeeping, but that's Andy Cook's sort of range, and he would normally, 99 times out of 100, clean that up. And I do think as much as we're going to miss his goals going forward, defensively from set pieces, he's going to be a massive loss for Bradford City. You can see he wins over 50% of his aerial duels, and when he's got 17 defenders up his backside for the majority of the time, we all know how much of a big miss this is going to be for Bradford City. Not just his goals, defensively as well. I'm absolutely gutted. There is no positive that can come from this. Obviously, the club might have known for a couple of days and they've been keeping it on the low down whilst we've been trying to get some replacements in. But Bradford City, at the absolute minimum, going into the transfer window, needed 2 class strikers for this level. Now with Andy Cook out for the season, none of our strikers are good enough to lead the line. If we're completely honest, none of them are anywhere near the standard of Andy Cook. It is 99.9% confirmed that Michael Mellon will be joining Bradford City on loan for the remainder of the season, but that's not enough. We still need another 2 strikers to come in. Tyler Smith and Viden Oliver, for me, I'm not even including them. Callum Kavanagh, I don't think he's ready to start consistently. We can't rely on him for the remainder of the season. Yes, we've proved in the last couple of matches, I think we've scored 7 goals without Andy Cook. Our last 7 goals haven't been scored by Andy Cook in the league, but there's only so long that can go on for. You need a striker who's going to get 20 goals across a full season, and without Andy Cook, currently, I don't see any of the strikers doing that. And Michael Mellon was very good on loan at Morecambe for the first half of last season. Since then, I think he went to Scotland and Stockport, and he's really struggled to really find a home. So unless he can recapture that form at Morecambe, there's still question marks over that. So we definitely need to bring in 2 more strikers, in my opinion. That's before we even consider anywhere else. A goal-scoring striker, 1 or 2 of them, is the absolute priority now for Bradford City. Just to give a little bit more context as well to how important Andy Cook has been for Bradford City over the last couple of seasons. Last year, the 23-24 campaign was deemed a bit of a down season for Andy Cook. In the league, he got 17 goals and 8 assists, 25 goal contributions in 39 starts was deemed a down season for Andy Cook. The season before that, he won at the League 2 Golden Boot, 28 goals in 38 starts along with 8 assists, 36 goal contributions in 38 starts. These are absolutely incredible numbers, and let's not forget, he actually didn't win League 2 Player of the Year in that season. The 21-22 season as well, I think this was Derek Adams, and he got that a little bit of an injury where he missed a period and then came back and he wasn't his fittest self, as I'm sure he probably would admit, but he still managed 12 goals and 3 assists, 15 goal contributions in 35 when you had an injury. Wasn't too shabby. And obviously in the 2021 season, he signed on loan from Mansfield and scored, I think it was about 8 goals for us in this campaign, but almost single-handedly again kept us up under Truman and Sellers in that time. But I'm absolutely devastated for Andy Cook, and I hope he comes back absolutely firing and he goes on and gets 30 goals next season. That's the best case scenario, because there's no positive to come out of this news. It's absolutely devastating. The only real positive, I guess, will be for rival fans, because they know they've now got a better chance of promotion if Bradford City's best goal scorer isn't going to be available for the rest of the season. In terms of some potential replacements then for Andy Cook, it kind of depends how we want to play for the remainder of the season. Do we want to keep the ball on the floor a bit more and go with someone like a Michael Mellon? Like I say, that is 99.9% confirmed. By the time this video comes out, Bradford City might have confirmed that signing, but could we go for someone like a Michael Cheek? A little bit older, but if he gets you the goals that gets you over the line into League One, whatever money you have to pay for him, you know, that would be a decent signing. But I think Bromley would want you to overpay for a striker like that, so maybe like an Ollie Pearce potentially at York City. He's had a very good season so far. I think he's got 15 in 24 in the league, but again, 29 years of age. I think we need to go out and get somebody proven. You can't go out and get a Callum Kavanagh, a Tyler Smith. You need someone who's been there and done it. Even someone like a Danny Rose at Grimsby, I don't think he'd be a bad signing on an 18-month contract. Let me know who you'd sign down in the comment section down below. Obviously, absolutely gutting news regarding Andy Cook. I wish him all the very best. Hopefully his surgery and his comeback and all that sort of stuff goes as positively and successful as possible. But we also need to make sure we don't rush him back and he ends up doing something like that again, because ACL injuries are freak injuries. I don't think we've really seen a player of such significance miss such a large period of time in quite a long time. I know Alex Patterson had a few 2-3 month injuries, but they were kind of staggered a little bit, and obviously last season Alex Patterson didn't have the proven pedigree like what we know Andy Cook has. This is the worst possible news that could have come out of Bradford City. We've had so many injury problems this season, and when it looked like we'd finally got a team who were going to be consistent and we'd got a style of play, we were winning at home, we were beating some big teams, some teams who you'd expect to be in and around us towards the back end of the season. Unfortunately, Andy Cook has been confirmed as rupturing his ACL, it looks like. Well, it doesn't actually say that it's a ACL injury, it just says it's a cruciate ligament injury, so I guess they're not going to give the specifics, but I'm taking it as the worst possible case. He's ruptured his ACL, but it just says it's a cruciate ligament injury, and we know it's a problem in his knee, so I guess we don't really have a full diagnosis on the extent of the injury. We just know he's going to be out for the full season, which is obviously absolutely devastating news.